Hello everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I am reacting to Tour America number 4. Tour America episode 4, Lower Manhattan. So we did a whole episode just about Lower Manhattan. It is hosted by Robert Youngren, an actor I worked with a lot back in the day. He was in my short film Juror 3. We did 6 pilots of Family Practice together, which you can see on this channel. He was in the Long Island Project. That was the first movie I made with him, where he played New Jersey gangster Monticello Palermo. And he's a bunch of other stuff too. Manhattan Gray. I mean, the list is long. The list is long. This is just another one. This is the Lower Manhattan Tour America. If you want to know more about the Tour America series, just watch some of the other reaction videos. I've already kind of given the intro on all those a couple times over by this point. Anyway, let's get to it because, and just for the record, I'm not deliberately timing the Lower Manhattan one in September. It just happened to be that I'm doing these reaction videos to my 2008 content in September, and I wanted to start with Tour America, and we just happened to have one about Lower Manhattan. So, I'm not trying to milk 9/11. I don't like it when the media actually does that. So. Here we go. The logo. Le logo.
Lower Manhattan, the cradle of America and the birthplace of modern commerce. An area where so much was gained and so much was lost.
Some of this photography is in my movie Steinway Street.
The southernmost point of Manhattan Island, also known as Lower Manhattan, is the financial district for New York City. From Battery Park to Chambers Street, the financial district is comprised of narrow, winding streets that may quickly reroute unsuspecting tourists and dazzle the most intrigued artists. The financial district in Manhattan is indeed one of the oldest districts in the country. Hello, I'm Robert Youngren, and this is Tour America.
I remember that, filming that. He's squinting because the sun was so bright, but I needed the sun on his face because we had such a shitty camera. But yeah, I remember him. He was unable to open his eyes that day because it was just so bright out. I don't remember when we filmed it. We must have filmed it in September, though. Or late August, maybe? I don't know. I know everybody on that lobster boat, or at least I used to. That's funny. Robert Youngren, Lower Manhattan, Financial District. The usual guitar work.
Located at 52 Chambers Street is the infamous Tweed Courthouse.
Lord.
Built between 1861 and 1872, the Tweed Courthouse is infamous for being the device of a multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme by one of New York's most corrupted politicians, William M. Tweed, or Boss Tweed, as he is commonly
Boss
called.
Tweed was a massive asshole. Corrupt as balls. Corrupt as balls!
New York City Hall was built in 18.
Well, that's a good shot. You can see his eyes.
Georgian building faces the back of the Tweed Courthouse.
Wait, is that the same suit he wore as Monticello Palermo?
Laid out just before the entrance is City Hall Park, a popular place during the week, at lunchtime, and on weekends.
Should have worn a tie, Robert. I'm sorry, Wonderful Bob. Why didn't you wear a tie, Wonderful Bob? Just kidding. I only play. I kid because I love. I'm glad we eventually got a real camera. This video is excruciating. Just the quality alone. It's not doing justice to the Brooklyn Bridge at all.
This weather-beaten structure is the Brooklyn Bridge, constructed in 1875, and is the world's first suspension bridge.
This weather-beaten structure. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That place is fucking haunted. You know how many people died making the Brooklyn Bridge? Like a ton. A lot. A lot, a lot. It was an OSHA nightmare. OSHA.
Built between 1910 and 1913, the Woolworth Building has been declared a historical landmark in 1966.
The Cathedral of Commerce, you say?
The Woolworth has 57 floors, and because of its neo-Gothic style, has often been referred to as the Cathedral of Commerce.
I know all this stuff by heart. I haven't seen this episode since 2008, and honestly, like, I'm so obsessed with New York City and Lower Manhattan that I know all this stuff still.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York, located at 33...
Oh, I got some stories about trying to film around there. Not particularly this episode, that was fine, but there have been incidences with the security there. They don't like people with cameras. Not at all. But I'm pretty sure my cameras can't penetrate that brick. That's some solid brick. Stonework. Not even brick, it's a stone. It's heavy stone. I feel like I just ripped that off of someone. What is that? There's no way I came up with that chord progression. Oh, I thought I was about to play What It's Like. Just not know what it's like to sing the blues. You can tell that, like, the only thing I know about guitar is imitating alternative rock. Because all these riffs are rooted in something that already exists. That's too funny, though. Chase Manhattan. Can you believe that when they built this, the guy thought this was going to be, like, the coolest building in Lower Manhattan, and it's the most drab. It's the most drab. Rockefellers, man. No taste in architecture whatsoever.
40 Wall Street today is the Trump Building. Although when it was completed in 1930, it was known as the Bank of Manhattan Trust Building and succeeded the Woolworth Building as tallest. The next tallest building to rise higher than 40 Wall Street would be the Chrysler Building, located in Midtown Manhattan.
We should take Trump's names off everything. It's an embarrassment.
On Wednesday, September 16, 1920, as the day approached high noon, a horse-drawn wagon pulled up to the House of Morgan carrying sash weights and dynamite and exploded, killing at least 40 people in one of the earliest terrorist attacks on the United States.
The first terrorist attack or one of the earliest? That's interesting.
Anything
I don't know.
in the immediate area was completely disintegrated. Even the horse's hooves were found up by the Trinity Church 1 block away.
Yeah, there are some of the markings.
Today, one can still see the marks in the limestone facade of the Morgan Bank Building, as it's commonly called.
I really don't focus on what we're talking about. Quick shot, narrative, go to the next one. Quick shot. Like today, I would go back to a shot of those marks and just kind of give you guys time to digest what it is we're talking about. But I suspect that if the constant moving forward was just computer power sucked and I was on Windows Movie Maker, and so I didn't really have the luxury of making the types of videos I really wanted to make.
At 79 Broadway, located at the terminus of Wall Street, is Trinity Church. Trinity Church is one of the oldest churches in the nation and the final resting place for the first Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton.
Whose house? Alexander's house. Whose house?
The church was built in 1846
Hamilton's
and
house.
became a national landmark in 1976. Behind me is the Bowling Green, where the Declaration of Independence was read aloud for the first time in public. The financial district is also home to the World Trade Center site and the new Freedom Tower.
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's still a construction site back then. I'm glad I documented all that. Because now it's just like kind of semi-normal again. Oh, the eternal flame. I don't know that that's there anymore. They might have moved it.
The southernmost point of Manhattan is dominated by Battery Park, a common meeting place for native New Yorkers and even more popular with tourists seeking a view of our own Lady Liberty.
Wow, dead silence.
I've done my part in Lower Manhattan. Now you need to come check it out for yourself. I'm Robert Youngren, and thank you for checking out Tour America. Until next time.
I gotta screenshot that. That's amazing. Robert, you did a great job. You were a very good sport back then, and in every project, you were a great sport. This was a lot of fun. A little sad. But then again, we are in Lower Manhattan. That whole section of Manhattan is pretty much a graveyard by this point, between all the terrorism that has gone on there and other things, and just the sheer history of it all. But it's one of my favorite areas. Honestly, if I could afford to live in Manhattan, I'd live in Lower Manhattan. Lower Manhattan is a fantastic place. It'd be my first choice. There's something about it. And also, it just has access to the FDR as well as the West Side Highway pretty easily, because everything kind of comes down and merges in that area. But no, I enjoyed revisiting that. Was what it was. I knew all the facts by heart, and also, honestly, I'm in Lower Manhattan every other day at this point. Sometimes every day if I'm shooting something, and so. Totally honest, I was a little bored with the footage, but I liked revisiting it. Didn't care much about my guitar work, though. I do think it's funny that back then it didn't really hit me that the riffs were rooted in something that already exists, but I can hear it now. Oh, wait, I don't know the names of the songs, but I could tell that I start to play a song and then I change it up before I'm taking it too far into the whole copyright infringement territory. I have nothing else to say about it. But if you want to watch that episode without me reacting to it, it is available through Patreon. All this content that I'm reacting to, my old 2008 video content, that is exclusively available to anybody who is a contributor to my Patreon. Because I don't know what else to do with it. I don't really want to host it on my channel. Some of it I am hosting because some of it I think stands out and kind of holds up in a certain way. Not technologically, but in other ways, in creative ways. And so I will make it available here, but some episodes, Patreon only. So this episode is definitely a Patreon one. I'm not particularly proud of it. I don't think I wrote a good script, to be honest, and I don't think I did a good job filming it, and I don't think that it's as strong as it could have been. And honestly, if we're going to do one about Lower Manhattan, we should break it down into a feature. We should really focus on when the Dutch came, when they settled. We should do reenactments. Oh my God, I should have Robert Youngren cast as an original Dutch settler. I think that would be really cool. Anyway, this discussion is for down the road when I have millions and millions of dollars to spend on renting a sloop that we can use for the reenactment. Thanks, everybody. Check out my Patreon if you're interested in watching that for real. All right, bye.